Hi, this is Dr. Karen Becker. We're going to talk about why pets become flaky. Pets become flaky and they have flaky skin for three main reasons. The first one's fairly easily wrapped up with common sense. That would be grooming. And so under grooming can cause a lot of dead, flaky skin to accumulate. Short-coated breeds of dogs don't have that much undercoat for dead skin to get trapped in, but double-coated breeds or dogs with really thick, longer hair can have a lot of dead skin that can accumulate at the level of the skin. And if that hair is not being removed on a very regular basis, you can see excessive shedding build up because this dead skin becomes entangled in the undercoat. Cats should be grooming away their dead skin and extra hair, but there again, cats that have very long hair or cats that are overweight, so across like the back of their pelvis where they just physically can't reach to groom, you can see a lot of dead skin accumulate in areas where cats can't physically reach to help remove the undercoat. So grooming can be one reason why you can see excessive flaking. If you have a pet that has a lot of flaking, if it's in one area, watch and see if they're able to remove coat in that area, because if not, you need to be brushing very regularly to facilitate removal of dead skin and extra hair. Under or over bathing can also be a reason why you can see excessive flaking. The urban legend says you should never bathe your dog, and actually it's really not complete urban legend. Back in the early 1900s, when all we had was lye shampoos or coal tar derivative shampoos, that would be a good reason not to overbathe your hair as a person or your pet's hair, because the shampoos were so caustic and abrasive that it was really detrimental. It was risk versus benefit wasn't a whole lot in terms of bathing, because the shampoos we had available then were really hard on the scalp and did create irritation and excessive flaking. Thank goodness, with the evolution of healthier shampoos for people also came research on healthier shampoos for pets. So just as you can bathe your hair every day or every other day or a couple times a week and not have an over drying situation if you're using appropriate shampoos, you can bathe your pets regularly and not over dry them. You need to basically focus on bathing your pet when they need it, which means there are some dogs that really never need baths. There are some dogs that are greasy or flaky that need to be bathed more frequently. So you need to let your pet's skin and coat dictate the frequency of the baths that you're providing. Cats sometimes need baths as well, so make sure you're picking out a gentle, non-abrasive shampoo to use on both your dogs and cats. Bathing dogs every day is overbathing and can create some dryness. Never bathing your dog can create a lot of extra skin buildup, and through the act of bathing and brushing, you can actually exfoliate a lot of dead skin. So it's important that if you see a lot of flaking, and if it's been a while since your dog has had a bath, he could just be due for a bath. So in addition, pets that live in dry climates tend to need baths less frequently than pets living in higher humidity climates. It's important to think about the fact that the drier the air, potentially the drier the skin and coat. So most of the time, high humidity areas can foster more skin irritation and the need for more recurrent bath schedules. Diet is the second reason why you can see dogs and cats have excessive flaking. Actually, it's dietary deficiency of omega-3 fatty acids that's the specific dietary cause for the flaking to occur. Dogs and cats need an abundance, both of them need an abundance of omega-3 fatty acids. Processed dog and cat foods, processed meaning foods that are heated or extruded or canned, even though there's omega-3 fatty acids in those foods, omega-3 fatty acids are very sensitive to heat and light. So the baking and extruding process actually makes those omega-3s devoid. So they're included in the food, but they're not active. Even if you're feeding a homemade raw diet, if you're not following a balanced recipe that has extra EFAs, omega-3 fatty acids included, unless you're feeding fish on a daily basis, oftentimes diets can be unbalanced. So dietary deficiency is the second, and really in my practice, the number one reason that we see excessive flaking occurring in pets. If you feed a commercially available diet, you may need to supplement with extra essential fatty acids. My favorite essential fatty acid to supplement with is krill oil. I also see good improvement with flaky coats when coconut oil is supplemented in the diet. If you do a homemade diet, it's important that you are following a balanced diet, an AAFCO-approved balanced diet, to make sure that the ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s is there. That omega-3 to omega-6 ratio is really important. Most foods available, whether homemade or commercially available, are really rich with the omega-6 fatty acids. It's the omega-3 fatty acids, and it's the ratio of omega-3s to a 6s that's really important. Because the average pet diet is really heavy on the omega-6s, supplementing additional omega-6s in the form of corn oil, olive oil, safflower oil, or even flax oil can really rock the imbalance of the omega-3s to 6s and cause additional skin problems. The omega-6 fatty acids are the pro-inflammatory oils. So over-supplementing 6s without the balance of healthy fish-based oils or DHA and EPA can be a real problem. It's also an important note to mention that dogs and cats can't convert omega-3 vegetable sources, let's say flax oil has some omega-3 activity for people. Dogs and cats can't effectively make the conversion into DHA. So it's important that you supply fish body oils, krill oil, algal DHA is actually a good source for additional omega-3s as well. But it's important to not supplement heavy with the omega-6s because the diet already includes an abundance of omega-6s. The third and last reason why we see a lot of flaking in pets is a medical issue. And dogs and cats both can have metabolic problems that can cause skin turnover rate to be hindered. Thyroid conditions, hypothyroidism for dogs can cause excessively flaky skin, and hyperthyroidism for cats can cause some additional flaky skin. And any condition for kitties that cause them to not feel well can cause a translation into them not grooming regularly and appropriately, so you can see a lot of flakes occur when cats in general aren't feeling well. Skin infections are the next major medical reason, and really the second most common next to dietary deficiency. Skin conditions are the next most common reason that I see excessive flaking in my practice. That can be bacterial infections on the skin, fungal infections on the skin like ringworm, and parasitic infections on the skin. All can cause increased flaking in dogs and cats. There's actually a small mite that's called walking dandruff. So if you are uncertain why your dog or cat is having an excessive flaking problem, I recommend that you work with your holistic vet to identify whether this is an environmental issue, a grooming issue, or a dietary issue, or a medical issue, so that you can appropriately resolve the underlying reason for why your dog or cat is flaking.